The Foreign Minister is pushing for a Lockerbie-style tribunal to bring those responsible for the MH17 disaster to justice. A Russian missile shot down the plane, and within months, investigators are expected to release the names and nationalities of those involved. But it's likely to be several more years before the probe is over and any prosecutions can begin. From Canberra, Jane Norman reports.
More than 2 years after Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 was shot down over Ukraine, the families of the nearly 300 victims are a step closer to learning who's to blame.
By the end of the year, maybe early next year, the list of those that we believe should be held accountable will be confirmed, and then there must be a prosecution.
International investigators have concluded the plane was hit by a Buk missile that had been trucked across the border from Russia. They now have their sights set on 100 people they believe were involved.
At this point, we're calling on Russia to cooperate to ensure that it provides all assistance possible to the joint investigation team.
But Russia's dismissed the latest report and has already used its veto power to quash hopes of a UN-led tribunal. So Julie Bishop's begun canvassing other options with her foreign counterparts.
There can be a Lockerbie-style prosecution, a tribunal that's set up by the international community, or there can be domestic prosecutions in, say, the Netherlands.
Every avenue, every prospect of a tribunal should be explored. It would have to have sufficient powers to ensure extradition.
In 2001, an international tribunal found a Libyan man guilty of the 1988 bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie. The trial was held in the Netherlands under Scottish law, but it took a decade of international negotiations to establish, and critically, Libya was forced to cooperate and hand over the suspects.
We know that the Russians are not going to cooperate at any stage.
International law experts warn the MH17 case is very different.
In practical terms, the families are probably not going to see the people responsible brought before a court.
Russia's resistance will test the international community's resolve to see justice for the victims of MH17. Jane Norman, ABC News, Canberra.